This lesson is on multiplying polynomial. So here we have an example, 2x minus 3 times x plus 5. You're going to multiply every single one of these out and then combine like terms. So 2x times x is 2x squared. One more time, 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 5 gives me 10x. Negative 3 times x, negative 3x. Negative 3 times 5, negative 15. Make sure you multiply every single terms out. After that, combine like terms. 2x squared, there's nothing, so leave it alone. Here I have an x, here I have another x. So they are the same term. So 10 subtract 3 gives me 7x. And then negative 15 by itself. Make sure you write it in biggest power down to the smallest power. Again, we are doing polynomials, so biggest power down to the smallest. This is the biggest power, so 2 down to 1 power down to 0 power. Okay? Next example is the same procedure. So 5m minus 8 times 5m plus 8. So here we go. 5m times 5m gives me 25m squared. 5m times 8 gives me 40m. Negative 8 times 5m gives me negative 40m. Negative 8 times positive 8, negative 64. And then after that, combine like terms. So one more time, 5m times 5m, 25m squared. 5m times 8, 40m. Negative 8 times 5, negative 40. Negative 8 times positive 8, negative 64. Combine like terms. There is no other m squared. Leave that alone. This is 40m. This is negative m. They are the same thing. The only difference is one is positive, one is negative, so they cancel out. And then I have negative 64. Okay. Next example, same procedure, but this time instead of 2 sets of numbers, we have 3. So here, this number 3 means you have to write out 3 times. If this was 5, you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay, so this 3 means there are 3 sets of 2x minus 1. Now you cannot multiply all this together. Okay, so what you have to do is you're going to do 2 sets at a time. Okay, so one more time, make sure do not multiply all 3 of these at one time. You can only do 2 at a time. Okay, so repeat. So do this, 2x and 2x gives me 4x squared. And that's what I have here. 2x minus 2x, 4x squared. 2x minus 1y multiply gives me 2xy, and it's negative. Negative y times 2x, also negative 2xy, and then negative y times negative y gives me positive y squared. Okay, so again, be very careful. If this was 3, you have to rewrite this 3 times. If this was 4, you do 4 times. However, you can only multiply 2 at a time, 2 sets of these at a time. Okay, so that's what we did here for the first 2 sets, and then we end up with 4x squared minus 2xy minus 2xy plus y squared. One more time, 2x times 2x, 4x squared. 2x times negative y, negative 2xy. Negative y times 2x gives me negative 2xy. Negative y gives me positive y squared. Okay, so be very careful. And then combine like terms. 4x squared, leave it alone. Here I have the same term, so combine like terms. So negative 2 gives me negative 4xy. Y squared is by itself, so leave it alone. Okay, so this answer right here is from these 2 sets. Okay, however, I still have another set, so we bring it down so that we can complete it, the whole thing. one more time, this answer is for these two sets. However, we still have one more set to multiply, so bring it straight down. Okay, so here we go, multiply. So 4x squared times 2x gives me 8x cubed. One more time, 4x squared times 2x gives me 8x squared. 4x squared times negative y gives me negative 4x squared y. Next, 4xy times 2x gives me negative 8x squared y. Negative 4xy times negative y gives me positive 4xy squared. Okay, and then finally the last one, y squared times 2x gives me positive 2xy. Positive x squared times negative y gives me negative y to the third. Okay, so be very careful. Make sure everything is being multiplied. 4x squared times 2x is this 8x cubed. 4x squared times negative y is this negative 4x squared. And then move on to the next term. Negative 4xy times 2x will gives me negative x squared y. Negative 4xy times y gives me positive 4xy squared. And then the last term, y squared times 2x gives me positive xy squared. Y squared times negative y gives me negative y to the third. Okay, combine like terms. There's only one x cubed, leave it alone. This right here, the x squared y are the same term. So negative 4 plus negative 8, negative 12. Here, same thing again, xy squared, xy squared. They are the same thing. So 4 plus 2 gives me 6. And then negative y cubed by itself. And this is the final answer after you multiply these three. Okay, so one more time. If you have more than two sets of whatever's inside the parentheses, make sure you can only multiply two sets at a time. And then bring down the next set, and then bring down if there is another next set. Okay, so be very careful. All right.